Hello and welcome to this update video, which I've decided to make just because there's a few things that we can update on the channel that I thought I'd make a video for. This is a scheduled upload, so it's just scheduled to upload at some point. Now the update is for various things. The first thing is, as you may know if you watched a stream on, I think it was Sunday, of Eurofly, someone controlled my computer and crashed the aircraft at the end of the stream. I wasn't very happy, and that was pretty much the end of it. Now hopefully I have fixed it. I don't know. Hopefully it's sorted. I have a plan for if it isn't, and whatever happens, I'm going to continue streaming and making videos, and yeah. So just to say, you know, that's sort of the progress on that. So I will be resuming service as normal. You know, we didn't really have a long break or anything, but I just wanted to say that it's not a problem right now, and I should be able to continue making videos and things and streaming. I'll be streaming at the weekend, this weekend coming. Now, as for a couple of other things, firstly, It's Your Plane, the It's Your Plane application. Apparently the developer is or has moved house or something, and that is why he's taken it down. He still isn't planning to release it as a download for anyone, but what he is going to do is make it a offline thing, I think, that people who bought it before will still be able to use if they had it. So essentially we'll get things back up and running. I will be able to use it again on streams, but you know, you won't be able to have it if you haven't already if you hadn't already got your license before when he actually pulled it, unfortunately. So if you're a newcomer, you won't be able to get it. People like me who've had it will hopefully be able to get it back up and running. The third thing is, you may know there's a new Eurofly version. I'll perhaps give a bit more info, and there's a beta coming out in a couple of weeks which I may be able to test on the channel, but there's all sorts of things like real world weather, new aircraft systems and things which will hopefully help to make the game a bit more realistic. And because the new version is coming out, I've decided that my release of my sound mods will be the last sort of release. I'm not going to be releasing any more versions of the sound mods. So essentially you can get them. They're on Dropbox right now, and I have the links. They have been put on the Eurofly mailing list. If you're on there, it was a while back. It was probably a couple of days ago now, but there's loads of emails on there, so you might have to scroll back a bit, but you will find them. And Orinks or Josh or however you know him on YouTube or whatever has said that well, I sent him both the folders, and hopefully he may be hosting them on his website so they have a permanent place, and because Dropbox is just not permanent enough and they get deleted and people want them again. This will probably be my final release, is what I'm saying. I've perfected them pretty much. There's lots of mods, there's lots of new stuff, and especially with the new version coming out, I don't know what sort of things are going to be there, so I think it's better I leave. This is my last release, and then unless I think there's like an awful sound in there that really needs replacing, I'll release that, but this is going to be sort of the last thing. I will try and upload them to somewhere else, but I'm not sure at the moment. So if you want them, put in the comments, and I will put in the comments reply to you with the link to the new audio folder and aircraft folder. Essentially what you get is a load of new aircraft sounds and audio sounds for Eurofly. If you already have them, then it's not necessary to get them again. There are a couple of changes, so if you really want to make sure you have the most up-to-date version, I will do that. And of course I'll probably post them on Twitter. If I get people on here asking for them, I'll put them on my Twitter as well, which is at @b_flightsimmer. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think just one thing is the only other thing about the sort of direction the channel's going. I'm enjoying it, and essentially what I wanted to say was, I think the perception I've got from people is they will prefer flights where you have multiple flights on a stream. Which is logical. The departure and the landing is the most important part of a flight. The cruise is a little bit dull, and however interesting I try and make a stream, people aren't necessarily interested in seeing 3 hours of me talking, because that's just not. Some people will love that and that'll be fine, but some people won't, and they will, you know, come and they would prefer a take off, an hour of flying, just having a chat, landing, and perhaps a couple of other flights as well. That is more what I'm planning. I'm trying to move away a little bit from flights that are probably 3 hours or more is probably about my limit for a flight. I'm not saying that's the limit for a stream, unless it's a special flight for a reason. then I probably won't do one unless someone requests something or a flight like that. And I also say always request a flight. So if there's a plane you've heard of and you want me to try and fly it, if I have it on either Eurofly or FSX, I will fly it. If you want me to do a certain flight, chances are, well, I can do it on FSX because it will have all the airports, and I could even do it on Eurofly if you wanted me to. So request flights, because I have to come up with these sorts of things, and then people say, oh, fly in the USA, fly in Australia, fly blah blah blah, and that's great. I would love people to suggest it. Put in the comments, like I say, at @b_flightsimmer on Twitter. Contact me and tell me, I want you to use this aircraft, or can we hear how this aircraft sounds, or because there's a lot of aircraft I have and I haven't even flown them on stream, and yeah. So don't be afraid to ask for any aircraft. I might not have it, but as long as it's a relatively it's not like a really obscure one. I have all the Boeings, all the Airbuses, all the McDonnell Douglas, things like that, and then a load of other ones as well, like turboprops and things like that. So it's really important that you kind of have that viewer input, because people will always want flights, and it's I tend to focus my flights around Europe, and that's just because that's where I'm based, so I will focus them around Europe. I've did a West Coast flying video, part 1. I need to do part 2 of that, but I haven't got around to it yet. That's a little way back on the channel. I can't remember exactly where we flew, but it was the west coast of the US, I think, and then the plan is to go into Canada. But yeah, definitely post, because that's important. And if there's any way you think I can improve the live streams, or you have any tips, or know how to do something, because there are certain things I would love to do, like I would like to get some sort of arrangement where I can put flight information across the top of the video or something. That's quite a difficult thing to do, or at least be able to change the title of the video, because they're always called Blind Flight Simmer live stream, and the issue with that is people sort of just see that, and I think it would attract more people, and people would look at it more if they saw where we're actually going. If you see something like 777 such and such to such and such, and it's something you're interested in, you're going to click on it. If you just see Blind Flight Simmer live stream, you might not bother. So I need to work out how to change the title, because at the moment I can only change the title after the video has been published. Once it's archived, I can go in and do a description of the title, but once it's actually up, or once we're streaming, I don't think I can change it on my phone, which is what I use, and I could possibly change it on my laptop, but the issue with that is we're streaming, so it's difficult to try and launch up the video that I'm streaming while streaming at the same time, if you understand me. So if there's a way to do that on an iPhone or something like that, then that would be good. It would be really good to do that, so people can actually see what the title of the video is, because at the moment I just tend to put it in the chat. I think that's about it really. This was just supposed to be an update video, just to try and keep things up to date with what's going on with the channel, which is going really well. We started it in July and we've already got, I think, almost 60 subscribers, almost. We're about 58, 57, something like that, and we're doing really well. It's not just about subscribers. I mean, like I said before, I never imagined that we'd get that far. The fact is, we're making good content, really. We've got some really good flights up there, with some good sound and some good fun and all sorts of things going on, and lots of videos. I'm not sure, we might be coming up to the 50 video mark. I've been trying to do like 2 videos a week. It hasn't always worked out that way, but yeah. As for flights coming up that I've had ideas for, that was the other thing I was going to talk about, and if people approve of these, you can put. If you don't, whatever. One is this weekend, actually. It was just an idea, and I don't think I'm going to do it unless there's a load of interest. It's this across the pond eastwards on VATSIM. Now, VATSIM is a ATC online service which you can use for simulators like P3D, FSX, X-Plane, things like that. It's not going to be something I can use, unfortunately. I would love to use it, but it's online ATC, and you have to be able to do all the procedures and taxiing, and FSX Pilot just can't do it. People who are blind could do it with It's Your Plane, as long as they explain, you know, hey, we might be slewing to the runway, this is the method because I'm using this application and I'm blind. They will be fine with it. But with FSX Pilot, no, it's just not possible. You know, you can't be taxiing over grass and buildings and things just to get there because you're on VATSIM. And, you know, the manoeuvres they're going to ask you to perform, no, it would just not be possible at all. But we can do the route. So essentially there's a load of airports that you depart from. I picked New York, and then there's a load of airports you can arrive at. There's all sorts. There's like Dublin, there was one in Norway. Anyway, I picked London Gatwick because that's where I am. You know, my country anyway. That's the only airport they had in the UK. So that would be the route we did, New York to Gatwick, and we'd have to go in a bigger plane, a 777, 74, you know, 76, something like that, whatever. Even an Airbus A380 or 50 or whatever would do. And yeah, so that's my idea. It's across the pond eastwards. If that doesn't materialise, and I don't think it will, because it's going to be like 6 hours and it would just be constantly streaming, I will do a couple of short hot videos. I've just got a CRJ 200 with some really great sounds. I love it. I'm flying that loads, so that's going to be good. I'm going to start using that on some videos. So yeah, I'll be using that, and we can do some small hops. I have something planned anyway. I have a route. We're going to use the A320, the CRJ, and the 735. I think I said the 737-500 series. That was what I was going to use. But that can always be changed, and that's the plan anyway. And another thing is, for anyone who's a fan of football, the World Cup is on around June of next year. Now this is a real way away, but I just thought I'd bring it up now. They are playing it in Russia, so I may do a stream where we fly to Russia before the World Cup, as if we're going to the World Cup, because I like the World Cup, I love football, and or soccer if you're American, whatever you want to call it. And then we will fly back from the World Cup, and it shouldn't take too long, to be honest, because we've only got to go to Moscow, so it should only take about 3 hours, 4 hours, something like that. I'm not completely sure, but it shouldn't be too long. It's not like we're flying all the way over Siberia and all this Russian, you know, these Russian places that are so far flung. It's in sort of European areas. It's fine. So yeah, that would also be interesting. I mean, depending on what people want, I could do one on Eurofly because it would have been updated by then, and one on FSX, and we'll do different planes. Yeah, that would be cool, but we'll see. That's a long way away. And so yeah, please don't hesitate to give me flights, because I struggle for ideas. So flights that you've done, flights you'd like to see, airports near you, anything like that. Right, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next stream, which will hopefully
Profile, list, exit, global source, stop recording, split button,
hopefully be a flying stream. Bye bye.